I can't believe I'm saying it, but it's true. This is the 2000th episode of the Locked On Kings podcast. And in order to celebrate, we had to go back to an old annual tradition. Frankie, Cartoscelli, and Chris Watkins, my good friends here in Sacramento, join me for our annual mild, hot, and spicy Kings Take podcast right here on Locked On Kings.
You are Locked On Kings, your daily Sacramento Kings podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time for another episode of Locked On Kings.
Hello and welcome into Locked On Kings, your podcast hub for Sacramento Kings coverage all preseason and soon to be all regular season long. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. My name is Matt George. I have the privilege of being your host here. I'm a Sacramento sports anchor and reporter for ABC 10 News and 2,000 episodes of Locked On Kings. Crazy. Now, I can't claim credit for all of them. Jason Ross was the original host of this show, and he hosted the first few hundred or something along those lines. Not exactly sure what the exact number is, but I do know that as today, this is the 2000th episode that we've ever released on the Locked On Kings podcast. Of course, now all of them were on YouTube. We joined YouTube and did video podcasts only about halfway through. But 2,000 episodes, pretty crazy. I have a thank you that I have like a little sappy thank you to share with you at the end of the show. So you can stick around for that, because right now I got to get to our mild, hot, and spicy take podcast. Every single year I have Chris Watkins and Frankie Cartoscelli on, and we share just 3 predictions each, a mild one, a hot one, and a spicy one for this upcoming Sacramento Kings season. And recently, like going back to last year, I've gone back and taken last year's predictions and seeing how well they hold up. A lot of our predictions this year did not hold up well. So please enjoy and feel free to share your mild, hot, and spicy takes in the comment section down below on YouTube, or send them to me at MattGeorgeSac on Twitter. Email them to me, MattGeorgeSports@gmail.com. And please enjoy this annual tradition with Frankie and Chris. It's an annual tradition like no other here on the Locked On Kings podcast. I bring in my good friends from SacTown Sports 1140, Frankie Cartoscelli and Chris Watkins, in for our mild, hot, and spicy takes, or in the case of Frankie Cartoscelli, mild, and mild takes. I can't wait for us to revisit what we said this time last year after that wonderful season we went through in 2024-2025, and what we think is going to happen for this season. Guys, as always, it's a pleasure to have both of you with me. Thanks for coming back again this year.
It's an honor.
Might be the last time.
And might be the last time. Yeah, I was saying right before we started recording, last year it was the first time I think you pulled up the old predictions, and it was truly a horrifying experience, which is probably why last year, if they were mild, this year they might be even more mild, because I think I was so horrified from the Colby Jones discourse. I was really a believer. I really did. I believed he was the next Josh Hart, and learned I'm not. I don't have the chops to be an NBA GM, but we'll see how it goes today.
Well, I'm warning you now, it will get worse. So without further ado, let's dive into our mild takes and revisit what our mild takes were from last year. With my mild take, I'll start this off, and I think this one's really pretty mild. And this is something that has been done before by the Sacramento Kings, but they were terrible at the time. The Kings will have 3 20-point per game scorers this year. Domantas Sabonis, DeMar DeRozan, and De'Aaron Fox, I think, will all average 20 points or more per game.
My take is, I started like with, I'm crawling here. I'm not even walking, definitely not sprinting yet. So my take for mild, we all know that last year was completely it was painful watching the Sacramento Kings shoot free throws. They finished the season dead last in the NBA. I think they're 74% per game. That's 30th in the league. The Kings this year will be average. How average will they be? They will finish within the top 20, which means they'll be in the teens in my prediction in free throw shooting. Is that a completely spicy take? No.
I'm going for my mild take. I really like it. I've been on it for a while.
I
feel like it's pretty implied at this point, but the Kings will be the best team in California.
Oh no.
They will be better than the Lakers.
Oh,
They will
no.
be better than the Warriors. They will be better than the Intuit Dome Clippers. I just think it's sitting right in front of us. No one wants to come out and just I feel like people are starting to wear it a little bit more, but to me, it's really not much of a question.
Idiots.
Now hold on, Chris. That's fair though. I mean, entering last year, the Kings get DeMar DeRozan to add to the core of De'Aaron Fox, Keegan Murray, Domantas Sabonis, Monk. I can see that argument. I mean,
Frankie, they finished last. They finished last. I cannot in all good consciousness back that. I would love to say like, yeah, the thought process is there. They finished last in California. My take is it's just, oh man,
Literally could not have gone worse.
Yeah.
Cuckoo.
Poo-poo.
My take was wrong too. The Kings had only 2 20-point scores.
That was not bad.
Domas had 19. To be fair, Zach LaVine kind of counts because he's the third 20-point per game scorer, but they traded
De'Aaron 20 with the Kings. He averaged 20 with the Kings.
Yeah, but De'Aaron had to be traded in order to get him, so that doesn't really count.
Where'd they finish in the free throws? They had to,
They were 4th in the league in free throw shooting percentage. They shot 80% from the free throw line. I was shocked by that too. I went to I double and triple checked NBA.com. They were.
Why do we not talk about this?
Because Chris, I think
because it didn't matter.
It didn't matter because the wheels came off and the De'Aaron Fox drama happened. Mike Brown got fired, and the year before it was like the Kings lost a bunch of close games. Their free throw shooting was so horrible, late game free throw shooting, and last year it was like, who the hell is playing point guard? That was like the thing we talk about the most. Who's coach? Who is bringing the ball down?
Fourth, yeah.
Well, hey,
yeah.
they were 80.6%, but
Yeah.
they shot good free throws. So
I can't believe that. That's probably the best they've done. That's probably the best shooting season in probably 20 years. I have to go look. That has to be the best in 20 years.
So now we put our necks on the line again for this season. Chris, do you want to go first to try and redeem yourself after last year? It gets worse, by the way, for all of us.
Oh, no. Great. Well, yeah, sure. I'll go first. I definitely want to go last for the spicy because it's going to end up divulging into a larger conversation.
I love it.
But yeah, I'll start us off here, and I think it's probably right because this is about as mild as I think I've ever gotten. Maybe, like Frankie said, it's because that I know I'm now going to be held accountable a year from now. But how's it going a year from now, people? Frankie had a very, very, very strange and I guess forecasting amount of baby talk in that one. Said wasn't crawling, wasn't even walking yet. So very, very strange. I'm also going to watch my words in this one because I don't need any forecasting like that. But this is a pepper take here. This is for everybody. Doesn't matter if you're 95 and can't handle anything or you're a young whippersnapper. Everyone should be able to take this mild take. Keegan Murray, tech or flagrant this year? Very simple. I heard him talk about it on Media Day with Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross. He got a flagrant his rookie season. I couldn't track down exactly when it happened, but just that it did, in fact, happen. Still hasn't gotten a tech yet. When asked about it on Media Day, he said, quote, "I can lose my cool." Also, quote, "I'm smart enough to not say it to the ref's face." So I think that there's something there. I think he did say, you just don't see it, but I do get emotional. I do get upset at calls. I do think that the most likely route for this is flagrant. I think he could more of a tone setting, maybe more of a frustration foul. But I think the larger point is here we're going to see more emotion and maybe like a little bit more aggression in general out of Keegan Murray is more the spirit of it.
Frankie, I don't know about you. I love this. And when he gets it, he's going to get a standing ovation.
My God. Yeah. I think it's going to happen kind of the same way when Harrison Barnes got a tech. I think all Media Row was just like, wait,
what?
Who? 40? And I think when 13 gets called for a tech, I think honestly, the how I felt about the Keegan technical, how it'll happen is it's going to be some stupid, tacky double tech situation. And I don't know if that counts or not. I'm sure it does count.
I think it does.
Yeah. I think it counts, but that's cheap. Like a jump ball tie up and neither one will let go of the ball. That kind of double tech or something like that. Or maybe he finally gives him to Draymond taunting him this year. We'll see. But
it would be the most Keegan thing to do it on the road too, and not in Sacramento where everybody would love him for it. Like you have to have your first tech in Sacramento just to get the ovation that you deserve. I like that. That's a great start, Chris.
Good call.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Frankie, do you want to go second or last?
I'll go right now. It's pretty mild.
It's your category.
Also going after our guy Keegan. So last year, Keegan Murray led the Sacramento Kings in blocks with 69. Nice. The next closest was Keon Ellis with 63. They do not have a shot blocker on the team. Still, there's no one on this team that's able to pick up things on the defensive end. Even though Keegan Murray is going to be missing a quarter of a season, probably 20 games, I still think he will be leading the team in blocks this year. I don't see Keon Ellis. It's hard to know right now because I feel like he'll still get a decent amount of run. Doug, I feel like, will appreciate his defensive versatility, and it wouldn't surprise me to see Keon throw up 75, 80 blocks this year. But I feel like playing time and just matchups, and Keegan's probably going to play like 39 minutes a game once he comes back. I just feel like he's going to finish. Maybe it's 55, 60 blocks. Like, it might not be a lot of blocks, but I think Domas had like 23 or 30 last year. It was somewhere in that range. Drew Eubanks is not really a shot blocker. There's no one that's going to be able to step up and kind of lead the charge there. So very mild. But even though Keegan Murray's missing a quarter of the year, I think he leads the team in blocks.
He had 4 in that first preseason game, so that's a pretty strong indication that you'll be right.
Side note, the Kings are so in trouble without that kind of presence. Yeah, 4 blocks in a preseason game. Yeah, we'll see. Will the Kings get 4 blocks by their 4th game? I don't know.
Well, for my mild take, it is player focused, but it's not Keegan, it's Keon. And my mild take is that Keon Ellis will play so well that he will raise his value significantly to a level where the Sacramento Kings regret picking up his option. Like, they probably, in theory, could have signed him if they had not picked up his option and negotiated something this year. They probably could have signed him for what, like $5-6 million per year. Maybe the best way to sell this, or to put this take out there to change the wording, is I think Keon Ellis will play his way into being double digits, like a $10 million per year player, and the Sacramento Kings will regret not getting this deal done sooner, if he even remains on the Kings, or if he gets $10 million elsewhere.
Is there an argument that he may already be near 10 million? 40+% from 3 and 6'5", defend 1 through 3. I mean,
maybe not in this market climate right now because of everybody's scared of the apron system, but
yeah,
in a couple of years, who knows? Maybe at the end of this year. Like I said at the top of the show, this episode of Locked On Kings is brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA season, not quite here yet, but the NFL season is fully here, and FanDuel has an offer that you do not want to miss. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and you'll get 300 in bonus dollars back, bonus bets back, easy for me to say, when you win. Again, bet $5. If you win, you'll get $300 back in bonus bets. You pick a bet, put down $5. If it hits, you cash in. I love how FanDuel gives you so many different ways to play, like building crazy parlays. If you've tried player props, if you haven't, it's a ton of fun. And you can even follow the live lines during games. It makes watching football even more exciting when you've got a little something riding on the action. Whether you're a casual fan or you love diving into the stats, FanDuel makes the game day experience so much better. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com to download the FanDuel app today and get started. This episode of Locked On Kings is also brought to you by Monarch Money. Most people can't name all their financial accounts or even what they're worth, whether it's 401ks, properties, or investments. And when you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. That's why there is Monarch Money. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or on your phone. Monarch is built for people with busy lives. If you've put off organizing your finances, Monarch is for you. It does all the heavy lifting. You can link all your accounts in minutes, see clear data visuals, get smart categorization of your spending, and finally feel in control of your money without ever having to touch a spreadsheet. You can maximize investments, increase your savings rate, easily review finances with your partner and or financial advisor, keep a clear view of your financial health week to week and long term. Those are just some of the many features of Monarch Money. Don't let financial opportunity slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off the first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code LOCKEDONNBA. Those are our mild takes. Now we get into the hot. Here's what we said last year.
Don't want to see it.
The top 4 seed, but that's not what this podcast is for. We're going hot.
I love it.
50 games in the top 3 seed. It feels like, again, I'm really high on this team.
So I'm focusing more on Keegan Murray here. My prediction, Keegan Murray makes 250 plus 3-pointers this year.
My hot take, and this actually might be pretty spicy, truth be told. The Sacramento Kings will sweep the New Orleans Pelicans this season. 3-0.
Why do you say these
Revenge. 3-0.
Oh
So
I
the Kings went 2-1 against the Pelicans and almost swept them. They lost the last game in overtime, the CJ McCollum game. I don't know if you guys remember that. So the Kings almost swept the Pelicans. Frankie,
100 short. 100
Keegan,
short.
Keegan hit 154 threes, which is the lowest in his career. And then Chris,
It's my fault.
Yeah.
I was with you, bud. I was with you. But yeah, we weren't even close on that one.
Yeah, don't really have anywhere to go with that one again.
No. They won 40.
Felt right at the time. Maybe if De'Aaron stays, who knows?
Well, how about I'll start this the hot category off, and it kind of in a way builds off of Chris's mild take. I think Doug Christie will lead the Kings in technical fouls this season. Of all players, I think Doug has remember when Doug basically wanted to fight Steve Kerr last season? He stepped out on the court ready to fight Steve. I don't know if Doug's going to lose his composure a lot, but I think he's going to say enough, and he's the type of guy that will say it so his player doesn't, or get out in front of his player and say it to the ref's face. So I think Doug Christie will lead the Kings in technical fouls, all players. He'll have a higher technical foul level number than all of his players this year.
What number do we think that would be? Like, is that 4?
So I was
So
going to say 6.
yes, I think like the over under being like 5.5 might be, or 4.5 maybe. I'm looking at Doug's kind of his tendencies when he was a player.
A lot.
Like how much did he get teched up when he played? And it wasn't too much. It was 25 over 14 seasons, but that's about what 3, 4, 4. Like it's like about 3 per season on an average. So yeah, I could see it. Like, well, math. What?
No,
years?
I think
14.
that's
He played
yeah.
14.
It's like 1.
Like 1 point.
Almost 1.5. A little over 1.5.
My bad. He played 14 seasons, 25 techs. Because he had like multiple. I will say the most he got teched up, which just isn't. It's kind of interesting. The most he got teed up was in Toronto. He got teed up a lot with the Raptors. So I do think he has the intensity of, like you said, trying to get after Steve Kerr. He'll probably be the kind of coach. It's a player's coach. That wants to kind of step in front of guys that are, getting hot with the ref. I think someone who could give him a run for his money, though, is Malik. I think Malik has, gotten pretty hot in some moments, got a couple ejections for double T's, but I don't really know who else, Matt. I think that's a good pull. I don't really know who else could be like. Does Dennis Schroeder get teed up a lot? I don't know. Like just new Kings that are here. I don't know.
Doug gets ejected at least once, right?
Oh yeah,
he's gonna get ejected.
I would think
at some point.
Yeah,
I would think his first ejection will come during like a losing streak, as like a kind of trying to get the team pumped up, get them moving a little bit. Yeah, I don't know who else could give them a run for the money though. Not sure.
All right, Chris, you're
Malik's
hot because you're going to go spicy last. So what's your hot?
My hot, and again, I feel like all of mine are a little bit tamer this year in general. This one, again, feels like it's at least bubbling on the surface. So my hot take is the Kings get involved in Trae Young, Zion, Darius Garland, or young disgruntled star trade talks. And then I have potentially Giannis. And now notice I did not say execute a trade or the Kings will be loaded with young talent or anything. I just think in general they're going to be, Scott Perry's terms, prudent and opportunistic. I think that in all of these young disgruntled star talks, I just think the Kings are going to be heavily involved. They're going to be the team that you're going to have to be reading Mark Stein, Jake Fisher, articles and seeing their name brought up amongst the 4 or 5 teams that are involved in those talks. I don't necessarily think they're going to be at the forefront of it all, but I just think they're absolutely going to be in all of those conversations.
Kicking tires.
On the short list, like the Kuminga thing. Just they're going to be
100%.
always in that group. I like that. I think that's very, very
I like that too.
realistic.
As they should. As they should.
Just don't go crazy to trade away like 4 future picks to do anything silly for a playoff berth. And I don't think Scott Perry will do that. I hope.
Yeah, I don't even think they're going to actually end up executing any of these things, but it just feels like, because frankly, I don't know if they have the assets to get any of these deals done, but I don't know. Yeah, I think that those are the exact kind of things that they're going to want to do is they're going to want to be in Trae Young. They're going to, if Zion is available, Trey Murphy, like Darius Garland's just the name that I think has been thrown around most recently. But, I know Karl Anthony Towns was a name that was thrown around for a while. Like, I just think any and all of those conversations the Kings will absolutely be in amongst the Jonathan Kumingas and the other ones that we already know.
I don't think it's crazy. I was on with Alan and Brendan today, and we were talking about his contract situation. I mean, if there's no deal signed, like, does that mean he's likely to be kind of included and floated?
Right.
Scott Perry didn't draft Keegan. There's no connection there. I mean, he's just another player that is having his future evaluated, because I look at the Kings have the salary filler. You attach Keegan, who's controllable. You have a bunch of first-round picks. They could definitely put their hat in the ring, I think. But good shout. Good shout, Chris. I think that's definitely something that could see happening.
Frankie, give us the hot.
All right, this isn't going to sound hot when I say it, but when you let me put the context around it. Now,
good.
Domantas Sabonis,
Okay.
he has led the NBA in rebounding for 3 straight years, 3 straight rebounding titles. If it sounds rare, it is. However, it's not as rare as winning 4 straight rebounding titles. I have Domantas Sabonis bringing home his 4th straight rebounding title. And how rare is that, you ask? Dennis Rodman, Moses Malone, Kevin Garnett, and then the last one that happened, that was in 2006, 2007. They're the only players in NBA history, all Hall of Famers, mind you, that have won the rebounding title 4 years in a row. Now, Domas got pushed pretty hard last year. I think Cat was a monster in New York and really was close, or I think he had control over it for a little bit. And I think Cat actually played more games than Domas, but Domas reached the he was eligible through, I think he played like 70 games. But it doesn't sound hot. But again, the historical context is there's been 3 players in the history of the NBA that have ever done it. And I feel like, 13.3 over the last 3 years, I feel like we could probably pencil in or pen Domas in for 12 per game. Anything less than 12 per game would be kind of shocking, in my opinion. Especially when you look at the fact that there's nobody else really on the Kings right now who can board. I mean, Zach LaVine's not going to be getting those boards. DeMar DeRozan, he's like a 4 rebound a game type of guy. Dennis Schroeder, 3. No Keegan Murray, who really had a great year rebounding last year. I think he had 8 per game. So no Keegan Murray. You're going to have to slot in, who knows? We at practice today, it could be anybody. It could be Isaac Jones one day. It could be Max Reynaud the next. But Domas is going to have a lot of opportunities to get rebounds this year. So I'm looking at him to bring home his 4th straight rebounding title.
Who's the biggest threat of that? Is it Cat or is it Jokic, Wemby, Zubats?
I think Zubats is a good pull. But I feel like it's probably Jokic. I think Cat had a big year last year, but I mean, his rebounding numbers were kind of crazy. Jokic could just be like, man, I'm 30, 31, going to go be with my horses soon. I'm just going to average 40, 15, and 11 and call it, go be with my ponies. But yeah, I think Domas versus Jokic, Wemby, I don't think Wemby's quite there yet or ready and physical enough to be a 13, 14 rebound a game type guy. But I mean, people can call it empty calories if they want, but getting 13 rebounds a game, that's pretty impressive.
This episode of Locked On Kings also brought to you by our friends at Peloton. Peloton is shaping the future of fitness with the brand new Peloton Cross Training Tread Plus, powered by Peloton IQ. It's their most advanced equipment yet, designed to give you real-time guidance and endless ways to move, whether you're running, lifting, or cross-training with your favorite instructors. This is training reimagined. Peloton is built for breakthroughs with tools that help you plan, stay motivated, and reach peak performance, like the Peloton IQ system that offers real-time strength coaching. It actually tracks your reps, suggests the right weights, corrects your form, making every rep safer and smarter. The swivel screen is a game changer. You can go from running on the Tread Plus to strength training without ever missing a beat. And the personalized class recommendations keep you engaged. You get workouts tailored to your vibe and energy level each week. So let yourself run, lift, flex, and push forward. Enjoy the new Peloton Cross Training Tread Plus today at onepeloton.com. All right. The hot was good. let's get spicy. Now, I'm going to preface this before we look back at the spicy by saying Chris kind of got like 3/4 of the way through his spicy take, and then Frankie kind of like jumps in, and then it went in a completely different conversation. But you can kind of
probably saved me.
you can kind of get the premise of what Chris was trying to say. Here are our spicy takes from last year.
This season is in Keegan Murray's hands. They go as far as Keegan Murray plays well. If Keegan Murray plays well, I think this team can definitely be a second round contender that makes noise. To use Frankie's old take, like 15 to maybe 17 points this season, and he shoots at 40% and hits 250 threes, like Frankie said.
That's a lot, but yeah.
It's a lot. It's definitely
He's second guessing already. My spicy take.
Whoops.
Going all in. There will be a new multi-time All-Star on the Kings after the trade deadline. But there will be a new multi-time All-Star on the Kings after the trade deadline. The Kings will be right in the hunt, and they go all in.
It's banner season. Kings are going to hang in their Pacific Division banner this year.
Oh, fudge.
And now we talked about a little bit of now the one team we didn't really talk about. We talked about California, the Phoenix Suns. To me, are a team that has the talent to not just get to the finals, but win the finals.
Yeah.
You didn't just miss on that. You completely whiffed. Not only did the Kings not win the division, the Suns were last in the division.
I took 2 swings and a misses, man. 2 big swings right there. A lot of people thought they were going to win the whole thing.
It's just that you didn't have to throw it in, and it's so perfect that it got thrown in for no reason.
I tried to like hedge it a little bit. I was like, well, the Suns are going to be good. So remember I said that the Suns are going to be good if they win the whole thing. No, Suns were even worse than the Kings.
I just love that Chris started going on this Keegan thing, brought up 250 threes, and you, who initially brought it up, went, oh, that's kind of a lot. Like you bailed on your own take.
Now
and it saved him.
Now that you say it, it sounds kind of messed up. Yeah, it sounds kind of messed up. I think the 253 sound kind of messed up now.
And I will say I was close again, but Zach LaVine's only a one-time All-Star.
That's right.
Not a multi-time All-Star. So,
oh man,
Trat.
You were close though.
Pretty close. All right. So let's do. So Chris is going last.
I'm going last.
Frankie, have you gone first yet?
I don't think so, but I will.
All right, go spicy. Give us the spice.
I feel pretty confident in this one, and I'm sure a year from now, I'm going to listen to myself saying I'm confident about it, and I'm going to hate myself. 2 members of the starting lineup will not be on the team come February. Right. I don't really know. I could predict which 2. I don't think I want to, though. I just feel pretty, if this starting 5 remains largely intact come the deadline, I feel like something's gone wrong. I just feel like unless they're somehow on the pathway to being in the playoffs, you have DeMar DeRozan, who's pretty much an expiring. You have Zach LaVine, who probably has 0 trade value unless you attach assets. Dennis Schroeder could be a good contract floated in trades. And Keegan Murray, like we just talked about, I think he's someone, if Scott Perry likes the right deal or is ready to kind of take a swing, that's your most lucrative or most attractive trade asset. So I feel like, Domas' contract, I'm not sure if that's getting moved. But I feel like there's going to be some restructuring going on, and this team's going to look a lot different by the end of the year. So I could already see that maybe 2. I put 3. To be completely honest, you guys, I put 3 at first and was like, that's crazy. That's like a full
That's volcanic. Yeah.
So
What's funny is my spicy take was by game 70, 3 of 5 Kings starters will be totally different. So we were on the same wavelength, but because that's too similar, I had one that I've been sitting on, and I talked myself out of putting it down, but I'm going to now put it down because it's so close to mine. And I'm not sure this is a good thing, number one. I'm also not sure this would make anybody feel good about ownership's involvement or lack thereof in Scott Perry going forward. Zach LaVine will play his way to a contract extension in Sacramento.
Shut up.
There's already rumors and rumblings. Already. And again, if this happens, every siren is going off amongst this fan base of, is Perry making the decisions or is Vivek still imposing himself and making the decisions? I will say Zach LaVine's not responsible for that part. He had an incredible offensive season last season. Preseason, he's playing fantastic right now. So maybe he has another really, really, really good offensive year. But yeah, spicy is Zach LaVine will play his way to getting a contract extension with the Kings. Not in the $50 million per year range, but the Kings will commit long-term to LaVine.
I'm sure much more than market value has him.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah,
I didn't say it would be a good deal.
That's so. That's
incredible.
I don't even know if that's spicy. That's kind of believable. I mean, that's kind of that's probably likely, isn't it? I mean,
I'd say it's spicy because it shouldn't happen. Like it just in real, like in all reality, it should not happen. But would any of us be surprised if it did? No.
I think I would be surprised.
Okay.
I would be surprised, which I guess then does make it a spicy take in my opinion.
Okay, you wanted to go last with
I need the floor. Yeah, we've been going for 25 minutes. We might need 25 more. I'm sorry, gentlemen, because this does a little bit spit in the face of pretty much more so what Matt said. My spicy take, and it is much in the spirit of what we just revealed with my Keegan Murray take, isn't really something that could be quantified. It's more of a vibe thing. My spicy take is by this time next year, we will all agree, all three of us, that we are happy with the direction of the team.
Okay.
And the reason why this is going to take so long is because let me get into my computer
notes
here. This is I took notes on this entire thing where I have, all of our directions and all this. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is what I would call the vibe chart here in Sacramento the past couple years. And I think I just need you guys who have been around the team with me to kind of go through just to make sure that I have the vibes going into each season marked correctly.
Okay.
I have this going back to De'Aaron Fox's rookie season, 17-18. So going in, that would be, again, we're marking it at this moment in time. So we'll call it, we're going to have to do some role playing here because it's going to have to be some, we didn't know that this is how that season would play out, but try and put yourself in the preseason of this season, and I'll try and do my best to lay out what the lay of the land was. So in 2017-18, we are in the preseason. It is De'Aaron Fox's rookie year, and it is Dave Yeager year 2. I put this as good vibes. And the options here that I have marked down, I have good, bad, okay, and great. I put this as good because I think going into that year, there was just it was a bit of a restart, refresh. Obviously, you could say there was some lingering resentment, I guess, for how the DeMarcus Cousins era ended. But I think overall, especially, this is all going to be relative 100%. I would say relatively good vibes. Are we okay with that?
I agree.
It was the year after Golden One opened, right? It had been open for 1 year.
Sure.
It was still new. It saw the new building smell. Fox was a rookie. Yeah, good vibes.
Yeah, it was because it was George Hill was
right.
George
Zach
Hill
Randolph
was here.
Zebo,
and then
Vince Carter.
Was that the first year Bogdan came over? Bogey?
Yes.
So Bogey came over too, and we were really excited. I think good vibes is
good vibes for
good
sure.
Vibes.
Okay,
good vibes.
Cool. So the next season, this is coming off of everything you guys just said. I put good initially, but it could be bad because this is Marvin Bagley's rookie season. This is what would eventually be, now again, you can't have this in your mind, but this is what would eventually be the Dave Yeager final season. However, we didn't know this would become the Scores season as well. Obviously, we would say the season itself, good vibes. I don't know how we would describe. I put good because it felt like there were still some people, saying, Bagley, even though it wasn't Luka, still could be a good pick. Still super team, but young. Like there were still feelings that even though Marvin might have not been the right pick, I would say in general, again, especially relatively, I still had it as good.
I would agree.
I think good that ended poorly because they had great vibes and then they traded him on, and it was like, what the hell? Like the chemistry just was gone after that. So I think good ended poorly, but I would say hopeful going into the offseason. Yeah.
So then, go ahead.
We had the Bagley dunk in summer league too, and
Right.
it was the super team
Right.
was young. So Harry Giles was there too. Yeah, the vibes were definitely good.
Vibes are good.
So then, as Frankie mentioned, score season happens, but also it ends as well. And then we go into Luke Walton's first season. It's the off season of them bringing in Dwayne Dedmon, Trevor Ariza, Jabari Parker plays that season. I put bad. Yes, straight up bad. People were not excited about the Luke Walton hiring. Again, like Dave Yeager just won 39 games and had fired him. This was also what would be the last season of Lottie as well. I put bad. So we have a good vibes, and then 1920 is our first bad vibe season. 2021, I put okay. I didn't really know what to do with it. Again, we're coming off of Luke Walton's first season. I think there's still a lot of questions about Luke Walton. It is Tyrese Halliburton's rookie season, however. Monty McNair's first season, however. I think there was some level of optimism. I didn't want to put it at good, so I put it at okay. I could be convinced it's still bad, but it felt like with Monty coming in, with Tyrese coming in, there was maybe I wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt of some optimism. But again, I can't really remember when we were in that place, if it was like, let's just get Luke Walton the hell out of here and nothing else matters.
The vibes were weird, and I remember that De'Aaron was kind of making his leap to becoming like a known 20-plus scorer and getting respect around the league. Never had the respect you deserve, maybe. But the COVID years were kind of a blur. Like, it really was a weird
good point too. That's a great point.
Like, in the Luke Walton aspect of it all, it's crazy, Chris, because like I haven't really thought about that in a while, and like you said it perfect.
It feels so far away.
It was like, let's just get through the season and figure out the head coaching situation. That was kind of like what everyone was talking about. Let's get through this year and then get Luke out, and it's not good. Bad vibes, I think.
This was also disgruntled Bagley time too. Was this the preseason or the training camp where Bagley's agent put a statement out saying if you're not going to play him, just trade him?
It might have been the next
year.
one.
Yeah, 21-22 because he got traded in February.
Okay, well then what was the vibes for next year?
21-22 is undoubtedly bad. I have Zombie Walton, Davion rookie year, which no one was excited about Davion's rookie year, and you mentioned the Marvin Bagley thing. Like, it's just that was to me the easiest one with us just. Like, that was full, why is Luke Walton still in the building? Like, there was no doubt that he had no business being there, and it was simply just because they didn't want to fire him and pay him. Yep. So I have that one as straight up bad. So did we come to a consensus on the 2021, the season before that?
Okay, just being okay.
With it being okay, that's how I had it marked, but I was willing to accept bad.
Because people were excited about Tyrese, so I would say okay.
Okay. And then, the Puke Walton year was horrendous. And
then, of course, that's like the Alvin Gentry era as well, where we're just flowing.
I will say that the end of the 21-22 year, though, I would get a little bit of hope. I think we have to still say probably bad, but that Timberwolves game, Domas's first game with the Kings, I remember the vibes being really good.
The hug really good. Fox and Domas.
But the true also, and we'll move on, the true horror of like the reaction seeing Tyrese's name being in that Woj tweet, I feel like still kind of is like reverberating through Sacramento forever. Like, it kind of was, it's like, that was good. It was fun. And we'll see how the next couple of years unfold, but that will always be an interesting year for sure.
So that happens during that season, during that Zombie Walton, during that Davion rookie season. And so that then, which interestingly enough, and I think it leads to the conversation of in 22-23, I have it as okay. That's Mike Brown's first year of Malik, first year of Keegan, first year of Domas, full year. Kevin Huerter, big addition in that offseason. I think there was just a level of optimism that was undoubtable just because of everything. We do have to mention that Mike Brown wasn't the most favored hire at the time, not necessarily between the options, but just in general. Like, I don't think anyone was super excited about Steve Clifford, Mark Jackson, and Mike Brown being the candidates. So even though Mike was probably the preferred of that group, I don't think necessarily anyone was super juiced about the Mike Brown era and everything that Mike Brown was going to bring to that locker room. I think that was something that we kind of learned in time. But again, if we're putting ourselves in the preseason, I don't I have it as okay, and I think that's mainly because of the player additions, but I think you could definitely argue that I don't know. I mean, I think it's okay because people were like Frankie mentioned, like at the end of that season with Sabonis and Fox, we just really didn't have any idea of what it could be, and I think there was some positive feelings mainly.
The only point that I would bring up with that to make it good was I agree completely. The coach hire was kind of whatever, but then Mike had the scream during summer
Right.
during media day,
Right.
and then the turn on the
Turn the Jets on, right.
came out during pre. So I think that,
But they still hadn't won.
You're right. You're 100%. Oh, and then they started
And that's where the
season 0-4.
confusion happens.
They started the season 0-4. So
Yes.
I think okay is good, is fine, but hovering closer to good than bad.
Okay.
Yeah, my expectations is it's kind of funny, but revisionist looking back at like,
Right.
how are we all feeling going to the Beam team year? Like, obviously, right now I'm like, oh, that was the best year the Kings, probably one of the top 2 memorable seasons the Kings have had in like Sacramento franchise history. I mean, that
100%.
probably 102. Like, but I do think a lot of us on media day were like, here we go, like another what's the drama going to be this year? And then
The
Mike
first
coming out
week of the season.
Yeah, like here comes the drama, and there wasn't any drama. No drama really happened the whole year. So I think okay going into the season was kind of a good way to put it. I didn't feel down. I didn't feel optimistic, but yeah, I'm sure we'll get to this year and we can share our thoughts.
Just to recap, I have good vibes in 17, good vibes in 18, bad vibes in 19, okay vibes in 20, bad vibes in 21, and then okay vibes in this 2022-23 season, which brings us to 23-24, which also brings me to a point that I wanted to bring to Frankie, that the Kings really robbed us and have robbed us of the most important part of being good, or like a good team. And Frankie, I ask you specifically because being a Yankee fan is not part of being like a good team, like a truly no questions good team. The preseason knowing you're going to be good, and then that being fulfilled throughout the season, and writing that, oh my God, I knew we were going to be good, and then they actually are good. The Kings did not have that happen, as I have the vibes for this season as great, because they're running off of beam fumes. There were still questions about internal development, which I think did, like, you know, I was on air every day at that point. Like, there was legitimate questions and people who didn't fully buy into this season because of the internal development being the main selling point. But ultimately, we were riding beam fumes hard, and we know how this season ultimately ended up just being the flattest thing ever.
Yeah, vibes were on top of, I mean, it was cloud 9. I think, and they're the darling of the NBA media world. People had them finishing top 5 in the West all over the place. Like, De'Aaron Fox was an all-star. Sabonis was an all-star. They both were all NBA. Like, they had the respect. They weren't a laughing stock anymore.
National TV games left and right for the first time in forever.
And so the vibes, as high as they could be, in my opinion. And then they just completely ruined it.
That was home opener against the Warriors too, and playing the Warriors 3 times in the first 3 weeks of the season.
Yep.
Yeah, great vibes for sure. You got that one right.
Great vibes.
And then this season before this one, I have as good. Obviously, you go from the incredible Beam season to the letdown that was the season. You could have argued if DeMar isn't there, it's just straight up bad vibes. But I think there was still some residual optimism that maybe we can recapture what we had, and DeMar can be a piece, as you just heard in our predictions to start this, that there was still some hope that maybe we could recapture some of that magic. And then ultimately, of course, we get to this year, and I would put this as bad. Like, not that, and it's not that the vibes within the building are bad, if that makes sense. It's just, there's no identity and there's tons of questions. And so I can't realistically say that we feel good about the situation, even if we feel decently about the talent. And, you know, at the end of the season, we might look and they're just as successful as they were last year.
Vibes are for sure bad right now. For sure. Like, the fan base is like expecting everything to go wrong. 100%.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like back into the COVID years right now. Just like, okay, they have some good players. They are missing a lot. And Doug is a first-year head coach. Scott's a first-year, in Sacramento, at least GM. Like, there's just not many expectations. the whole media, like we talked about, the whole media darlings thing, it's gone. They're back to being where they were during those COVID years. They're looked at as a doormat in the West. I think the vibes are pretty, I would say, bad in my opinion. But
Chris, one more time, can you say what your spicy take was at the end of it? That we will all...
So, yeah. My spicy take is by this time next year, we will all agree that we are happy with the direction of the team. And I guess after going through the exercise, they have never gone from bad to good vibes. They've only gone from bad to okay to good to great. So I guess I would be saying next season we will be feeling
good,
which
wow.
I guess we could end with what would that take? And my guess would be if Kuminga's on the roster, if or something like that. Yeah, a lottery pick, some other young, like clear product, like again, somebody that's not just a hypothetical, but I'll even take like a Anthony Black or something like that, like some young piece that you can say he is a part of our future development.
A young player with years of control.
I mean, some wins, I guess.
Yeah. A young player with years of control.
How about a plan? Like just a plan that makes sense. Be big. Like that's part of it too. I like that one a lot. That's a really good spicy take with a really fun exercise. That I
really hope you're right.
I wish I'd come up with that because that would have been one hell of a podcast by itself. Really good vibe check from our vibe chart there from Chris Watkins.
Thank you.
Put a patent on that so nobody takes that from you. Well, there's another mild, hot, and spicy take podcast for you. And Jen's this one extra special because this is coming on the 2000th episode.
Oh,
wow.
2000th episode. You made it.
Was that DC?
Yeah, some DC.
Get some Coke Zeros in here, man.
Actually, would have been really tragic if it...
We're going crazy. Well, guys, thank you again so much for doing this. Listeners, leave your mild, hot, and spicy takes in the comment section down below. And if they're terrible, they might just be brought up again when we do this next season. You can be up there with Frankie, Cartoscelli, Chris, and myself for what the heck are we even talking about. So, guys, thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
I guess thanks.
Yeah. See you next year.
Yeah, we'll see.
Thank you again to Chris and Frankie for joining me this year for the Mild, Hot, and Spicy Take podcast and for being a part of this 2000th episode. I leave you with this, my thank you letter message or whatever to all of you for just an incredible milestone. 2,000 episodes of the Locked On Kings podcast. That's just crazy to say. It's a milestone I am incredibly proud of, and I wanted to take a few minutes to thank you all for making a nerdy basketball fan's dream come true. Almost 9 years ago, my friend, mentor, and Kings radio analyst Jason Ross gave me the opportunity to host Locked On Kings with the blessing of Locked On creator David Locke. At the time, I was just working part-time in radio, fresh out of college, looking for a way to turn passion into a career. And here we are coming up on a decade later, and Locked On has become an empire in the sports podcasting world, and I've been blessed beyond measure with a career covering Sacramento sports, including the team that made me fall in love with basketball ever since my uncle took me to my first game at Arco Arena when I was just 6 years old. There are so many people that have made this journey possible, and you all know who you are, but I specifically want to thank David Locke and Nick Engstead for encouraging me to be myself and trusting me with this program. I want to thank all the guests over the years, including the competitors like Deuce and Mo, D'Lo and Casey, and all the other great shows and hosts that set the bar for local sports content so high. Thank you to Tegna and ABC 10 for helping me take this show to new heights, to my wife Brittany and son Arthur for supporting me during this crazy journey, and even to the Sacramento Kings players, coaches, and front office staff for putting the work in on the court, and especially for putting up with me. Finally, thank you to you, Sacramento Kings fans, who are the real force behind making one of your own's dreams become a reality. I can't wait to ride the roller coaster that is Kings basketball with you this season and beyond for another 2,000 episodes. Light the beam.